I can tell you it was a very confusing scene because there were no skid marks.
New this morning, the mystery deepens as search crews look for 3 missing children after the rest of their family was found dead at the base of a Northern California cliff.
I'm live in downtown Bradenton, where some major changes are coming to this area soon, and it could impact traffic. I have a live report straight ahead.
And tonight, how would you like to go on a virtual ride-along with Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies? We're going to tell you how you can. We've got your Easter forecast and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
And welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are up to Friday, finally.
That is right. Welcome to Good Friday. I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning.
Good Friday indeed. Easter on Sunday.
That's
I'm
right.
Ray Collins, and John Scalzi has details of the weekend forecast. Now, good morning, John.
Good morning. I think the weekend forecast will feature a couple of things. 1, increased humidity. 2, some breezy winds at times. And 3, that chance of an isolated shower or 2 across the region. It's not going to be a big rain out, but we are reintroducing a slight chance at a shower into the forecast. Those showers caused by a frontal boundary located to our north, producing some pretty good rainfall right now in parts of Leon County, and all of that gradually sinking southward and kind of falling apart as it does so. So as we head into the afternoon, we can expect to see, first of all, some increasing cloud cover as the front gets a little closer. Also, an uptick in wind speeds and a twist in our winds to the southwest in advance of that front moving into central Florida. The temperatures are really not going to be affected all that much. Currently, we're about where we were yesterday, 64, 65 degrees as you head out the door this morning. We'll probably get up to about 81, close to where we were yesterday. And our rain chances start to be introduced into the forecast, I think, as we get into, well, around 3 or 4 o'clock, we have a chance of seeing an isolated shower, but my confidence really builds in that 20% as we get into the evening hours. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Let's check the roads first off in Manatee County. State Road 64 has some issues there on Manatee Avenue West as you head in from Holmes Beach and head across Perico Island there. Otherwise, the usual delays on 301 and State Road 70. Let's check farther south now on the map into Sarasota County. You'll see there on Fruitville Road some early buildup there in the eastbound lane from McIntosh toward Honore and Cattleman. Otherwise, pretty clear. South County, an ongoing spot there on 41 southbound after you get past Clark and Gulfgate, heading toward the Oaks and Osprey. Some congestion there in the southbound lane of US 41. Take a live look right now at the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. Here's a peek inside the ticketing area. A little bit of activity right now, but that's a place where you'll see a lot of activity throughout today and this weekend. Very transitional time of year. Of course, spring break, Easter on Sunday, Passover today. So lots of folks are coming and going right now in the Suncoast area.
Love to go to Bradenton, but wish there were just a few more places to park. Well, if so, you are in luck.
It can be a challenge there. Marla Spence has details from downtown Bradenton on some changes on the way, Marla.
Yeah, guys, we all know that traffic can be a big mess in this area in downtown Bradenton. In a few weeks, a construction project will be picking up, and it could be adding to the amount of traffic as well as congestion for downtown Bradenton. In a few weeks, the construction of a parking garage is expected to pick up, and that's the new city center parking lot that will be in its beginning stages. Construction was supposed to start on April 1st, but as we all know, that's Easter Sunday, so construction has been pushed back to the middle of April. And that parking garage is expected to sit where the Manatee County Chamber of Commerce building sits right now. And that building will be demolished to make room for that parking garage that will have the capacity to fit as many as 500 cars. Coming up at 6:30 rather, we're going to be giving you more on another construction project that will be happening in downtown Bradenton, and it could also cause some major traffic backup as well for this area. Reporting live in Bradenton, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you for the latest on this story and road conditions and parking on the Suncoast. Check out our app under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Well, it is a developing mystery out of California today that just keeps taking more strange twists and turns. A family whose SUV was found upside down at the bottom of a cliff. 3 missing kids. Was it intentional? So many questions. CNN's John Lawrence has the latest twist in the case.
A search and rescue team of 9 people and a cadaver dog continued to search the area today for 3 missing kids ages 12 to 15 after the rest of their family was found dead at the bottom of this Northern California cliff.
Well, we don't really know how they went off. All we know is that the vehicle ended up at the bottom of a 100-foot cliff, and that's what we're looking for now to see if we could figure out what happened.
Here's what we know for sure. The family of 8 was last seen last week in their Woodland, Washington home. Neighbors tell us the family had received a visit from Child Protective Services. But KOIN 6 learned that wasn't their first time. Mother Sarah Hart in 2011 was convicted of domestic assault of the couple's 6-year-old daughter after she showed up to school with bruises. And just last week, Child Protective Services were sent to check on the children not once but twice after an anonymous call. CPS was at the family's home again on Monday and Tuesday. No one responded. One of the 3 children still missing you may recognize, 15-year-old Devontae, from this picture that went viral in 2014.
Nothing indicating what happened prior to the incident, so that's under investigation at this point.
The family moved to Westland from Minnesota as early as 2014, according to public records. Just last summer, they moved to Woodland. Authorities in California say that's because of the attention they received from the viral photo.
I can tell you it was a very confusing scene because there were no skid marks.
California Highway Patrol says they're using a specialized team to try to figure out what happened.
So they have a lot of equipment and different things that they can check as far as for the vehicle, the areas around there, to look for anything that might be a clue to tell us what happened with the vehicle.
So many questions in that case, and a big one, police say they're not exactly sure how long the SUV was in the water before it was actually discovered.
New details about a major gun bust in Florida. Police arrested 4 men connected to the thefts of more than 150 guns. The suspects will all face charges of burglary, grand theft of a firearm, and racketeering. This morning, they're still looking for 1 more man in connection with the case. There he is. They said the men were involved in more than 5 burglaries of Central Florida gun dealers over the past 2 years.
Well, tonight the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is inviting you to join them on a virtual ride-along. Tonight's Tweet from the Beat is the DUI edition. Starting at 5 o'clock, sheriff's deputies are going to be looking out for impaired drivers. The DUI unit will also focus on overall traffic enforcement and education. Now, if you want to go on this virtual ride-along tonight to see all that happens on patrol, all you have to do is follow Sarasota Sheriffs on Twitter.
$8 million is going to help fight red tide. The federal government has given a grant to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration for research on red tide. A Mote Marine spokesperson says the lab will use that money to open a research center dedicated to studying algae blooms. Scientists there are already researching how the red tide toxins accumulate in shellfish and how rapidly it can be cleaned.
So we need more careful monitoring of it. Of course, that's expensive, which there's not resources to do that. So we are working with the state and federal agencies to come up with much better ways to more rapidly identify the presence of red tide locally and also how much of the toxins are actually in the shellfish.
Dr. Pierce added if they discover there isn't a high level of toxins, the shellfish would still be able to go to market instead of closing the beds altogether as they do now.
Well, it is a race against the tide after a piece of history washed up on a Florida beach earlier this week. Check this out. Researchers are working quickly to document the find before it is taken back by the ocean. Experts say the well-preserved section of a wooden ship's hull, you're seeing this right now, how amazing is this? It washed up on Ponte Vedra Beach, and it dates back as far as the 1700s. Evidence suggests that the vessel was actually once sheeted in copper, and crews have found Roman numerals carved on its wooden ribs right there. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
What a find. Next, researchers are hoping to use photos that they've taken to actually create and replicate, make a 3D model out of it as to what it could have looked like back in its heyday. Isn't technology amazing?
Just washed ashore.
Washed up, and they have to hurry up and do all this research because you can't touch it before like the tide will take it, eventually take it back.
They're going to let it go back out to sea.
It's like Mother Nature just wants to see you, just like see it and appreciate for a minute.
Oh my
and
gosh.
take it right back.
With my luck, I'd kick it and get a sliver.
That would actually happen. That would happen, folks. It's happened.
6:09 still ahead, the latest first alert traffic.
And an unconventional service that delivers a hangover cure right to your doorstep.
Wow.
We like this. That is when we come back. But first,
That'll help your weekends.
hey.
For you.
Okay, yes.
There's a peek outside our window at the Rosemary District. Looks like a nice day shaping up, John Scalzi.
Absolutely. How are your allergies, Ray?
Great.
Yeah, it's forecast to be a pretty good day, actually, for pollen sufferers. The pollen count today a little bit lower, coming in at 8.2. Tomorrow, forecast to go up just a little bit to about 9.1, putting it in a high category. We'll see if that actually plays out. But in any event, today's not so bad. For a walk on the beach, not that great. 2 beach balls out of 4, mostly because of cloud cover building and the possibility of an isolated shower around. Water quality is still good, though. No red tide on any area beaches, but the sky quality may not be so hot. We'll give you the complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current temperature coming in at 64 degrees. Dew point value at 62. That dew point value, I think, will be rising. Remember, dew point value, the measure of how much moisture there is in the air, which directly relates to the relative humidity, which is high right now at 93%. So the higher the dew point, generally speaking, the more uncomfortable it feels. And I think as we head into the afternoon, you'll notice that dew point value kind of spiking because our winds are going to turn from southeast, where they are now, to southwest as a front approaches. We're looking at 64 degrees Mayaca, 65 in Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton, Sarasota, as I mentioned, coming in at 64, 66 in Venice and in Inglewood, 65 degrees in Northport. Warm spot Lombo Key coming in at 69 degrees. So today we'll see the temperatures climb to about 68 degrees by 9 o'clock. Should be a very nice start to the day. A lot of sunshine around. That sunshine will continue as we head into the noontime hour, and a temperature of 76. As we head into the afternoon, we are likely to see some clouds beginning to build. Our winds will turn southwest. The humidity will increase. You'll notice it. I'll factor in a 20% chance of showers starting at around 3 p.m. Although my confidence in that 20% value is pretty small. My confidence in the 20% value by the time we hit 7 p.m. goes up a little bit because that frontal boundary will be approaching, stalling out over central Florida and giving us a little more of a kick in the atmosphere to produce those showers. The hour-by-hour futurecast shows winds out of the southeast initially turn southwest. Temperatures begin to rise under sky cover that increases in cloudiness. And then as we head into the evening hours, we pick up a few scattered showers around, possibly from daytime heating and that onshore moisture plume. Then as we head into the evening hours, we'll carry on with that chance of a shower at about 20% and really carry it through a lot of the weekend. The heaviest of the rainfall that you see right now occurring on radar up near Tallahassee, that's going away. So we're not going to see that kind of, driving rains around here. Don't think so. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm, possibly, but that chance is pretty low. I think mostly what we'll see is a passing shower, light rains. Won't add a lot to the rainfall bucket, but it will reduce the fire danger risk a little bit simply because of the increase in humidity. However, winds may also be ticking up, so that'll kind of work against wildfire spread, or work in favor of wildfire spread, I guess I should say. The frontal boundary itself has the energy that lifts off to the north and to the east, leaving us with just a broken line of a frontal boundary as it sinks south and stalls out over North Florida, waiting to wash away. So we look for mostly sunny skies to start the day, then building clouds later, humidity rising, and then just a few late day showers starting tonight, and then maybe a few more tomorrow morning. Then probably Saturday afternoon, things kind of clear out just a little bit before Sunday afternoon. We see a return of an isolated shower or two. Winds pick up a bit as that front approaches this afternoon. Watch for that. Southwest turning northwest. And the forecast looks like this. Pretty good one, actually. 81 our daytime high today. Sunset tonight, 7:47. Happy Passover. Then as we head into Saturday, a 20% chance of a shower in the morning, clearing out a little bit Sunday. Happy Easter, chance of rain showers, about 20% in the afternoon. And then I think all of that moisture kind of washes out, and we'll be left with a pretty nice work week next week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there. And the roads are looking pretty good out there in Manatee County. Not too bad. You're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown, 301 and 70 as per usual, but nothing too bad out there. If you're heading into Sarasota County, the roads are looking pretty good. We're starting to see a couple slowdowns, some hot spots on University Parkway, a slowdown right there on Fruitville as you come off of 75. If you're heading a little bit farther in the area, farther south, those roads are still pretty clear and running congestion free at this hour of the morning. A little bit farther south on that map, and not much to see down there either. That is your morning commute, 618. First alert traffic. Well, let's face it, we've all been there. Day after St. Patrick's Day to Super Bowl, Gasparilla. You've overindulged, and the next day, all you crave is a bucket of water and some sweet, sweet, greasy cheeseburgers. Well, now there is a service that brings a hangover cure right to your door. Omar Jimenez shows us how it works.
In an era where nearly everything seems to be on demand, why not a treatment for your hangover? Doctors say that most people can get relief with time and by simply drinking fluids like water or soup.
Yeah, it's vitamin
but then
B12.
there are services like the IV Doc. For a couple $100s, they bring a type of intravenous hydration, vitamins, and more into a person's home. The treatment itself has been around for years. The availability of in-home on-demand service, though, is relatively new. A number of companies offer some variation of the treatment, but it's not for everyone. Research shows there are medical risks associated with any intravenous infusion, and this industry is largely unregulated. Dr. Diva Nagula provides care through the service and says every patient goes through a screening process before a nurse shows up at the door.
A physician like myself will call the patient and will ensure to see if the patient is an appropriate candidate for us.
Some doctors caution the primary benefit may be purely psychological, but for many, it's a matter of convenience. For today's Health Minute, I'm Omar Jimenez.
6:19 right now. Well, we're hearing the numbers are improving here on the Sun Coast. New numbers nationwide show opioid abuse is getting worse. More and more it's listed now as a cause of death. According to the CDC, in just 1 year, nearly every state saw an increase in fatal drug overdoses across all ages, racial, and ethnic groups. Overall, a 28% increase in deaths. In fact, get these numbers. In 2015, 52,000 died of drug overdoses. In 2016, more than that, 63,000 nationwide. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
The search is on for the man who designed a deadly water slide in Kansas. Plus, Marla?
Where some major changes is coming to this area soon. What's one of those changes and how it can impact your commute is straight ahead.
Thank you, Marla. Here's a live look outside our studio right now. We should see a high of 81 degrees and plenty of sunshine for this Good Friday. The Easter weekend forecast and more news coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Welcome back. Here's a live look now at the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. A young lady there going off for her trip outside the Suncoast. Should be a real busy spot there this weekend as the Easter transition weekend.
That's right. And then you've got the people coming into town for Easter with their family, and you've got all the spring breakers that are leaving town, wrapping up their spring break week. So it is going to be a busy place later on today.
Yeah, end of the season coming close now. Well, if you're trying to find a car that'll last a long time, it might not be as hard as you think. In fact, Consumer Reports has 10 cars that have cruised past the 200,000 mile mark. Here's the list. Lots of Toyotas and Hondas. Ford F-150 also on the list. As for the Toyota models, there's the Camry, which I had for 10 years.
Me too. I had a long one. Like 200,000 miles.
Yeah, Camry. That's a good car.
That's a good one.
Also, the Prius, the 4Runner, the Highlander.
Too.
Did you?
Yeah,
Corolla?
yeah.
I had a BMW for 10 years too.
Oh, fine.
A lot of costs there, though. As for the Honda, the Accord, the CR-V, and the Civic are also on the list. Of course, you need to do your part to make sure your car can keep running smoothly for those 200,000 miles, Stephanie.
All right, you actually have to put oil in the car.
Exactly.
Don't ask me how I know that. All right, do you use the MyFitnessPal app? If so, you're going to want to hear this. Under Armour, who owns the app, says about 150 million accounts have been hacked. The company says it learned 4 days ago that an unauthorized party accessed the app's user data in February. It took the usernames, the email addresses, and passwords. Now, they're now working with data security firms and with law enforcement in their investigation. So what do you need to do right now? Well, Under Armour says change your password immediately. Now, the good news in all of this is that if you use a credit card to pay for anything on the app, that data was not affected. Happening today on the Sun Coast, you can catch Chucko the Clown, of course, and he's going to become Chucko the Circus Ring of Fame honoree officially. He's going to be performing his classic routine with music by Marico. The show is going to be at 10:15 this morning at the Gulf Gate Library in Sarasota.
Chucko's great. That's his wife, Marico, by the way. There's our social media addresses. Make sure you come by and say hello at some point. Say hello to us. Like our page when you get a chance.
That's
we do
right.
fresh.
We do fresh content and bloopers sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Things that go wrong on the show. Sometimes you'll find them on our Facebook pages.
Yes. 6:26 right now.
Well, new this morning, the search is underway for a man who designed a water slide that killed a 10-year-old boy in Kansas.
Yeah, not your usual search for a suspect, right? ABC's Matt Gutman has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the U.S. Marshals Service is on the hunt for John Shuley, the designer of a water slide that prosecutors say killed a boy and injured 13 others. On March 21st, Shuley, along with the Verrucht water slide's owner, Jeff Henry, was indicted for second-degree murder in connection with the 2016 death of 10-year-old Caleb Schwab. Now, federal sources tell ABC News that it's believed Shuley has fled the country and possibly the continent. The indictment from the Kansas State Attorney General's office says Shuley was the lead designer of the ride, but had no engineering credentials relevant to amusement ride design or safety.
I mean, you want it to be scary, but is it dangerous?
When we were testing it, we were definitely in harm's way.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on the investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Hey, are you taking the tissue test? Yep, and my teeth are yellow. Clearly my whitening toothpaste is not cutting it.
Time for white strips. Whitening toothpaste only works on the surface, but Crest 3D White White Strips safely work below the enamel surface to whiten 25 times better than a leading whitening toothpaste.
Hey, nice smile.
Thanks. I crushed the tissue test.
Yeah, you did.
Crest White Strips. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life. Also, whiten and protect your smile from future stains with new Crest Brilliance mouthwash.
Turn up your swagger game with One-A-Day Men's. A complete multivitamin with key nutrients plus B vitamins for heart health. Your One-A-Day is showing.
What's so natural in Splenda Naturals stevia sweetener? Everything. We start with stevia leaves and extract only the sweetest parts. So unlike other stevia sweeteners, Splenda Naturals has no bitter aftertaste. Just 100% natural sweetness for the best tasting stevia. Now that's sweet.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event. Take a test drive and see why Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV of all time. Or for impressive off-road performance with a little bit of Suncoast style, shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
We'll be coming out of Syria like very soon. Let the other people take care of it now. Very soon. Very soon.
U.S. troops will be leaving Syria, according to President Trump.
The surprise statement might have caught some White House staff by surprise. Marla?
I'm live in downtown Bradenton, where some major changes coming soon could impact the way drivers commute in this area. I have a live report straight ahead. Your Suncoast News.
You are watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
It's Friday.
Good morning to you on this Good Friday, and welcome to Good Morning Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. March the 30th, on the brink of a big weekend here. Lots of folks are coming and going to the Suncoast on this Easter transitional time of year right now.
That's right. The airport's looking busy. It's going to be really busy, a big hot spot later on today. But the weather is going to be holding up, right, John Scalzi?
Yeah, I see absolutely no problems with the weather in terms of air traffic. That is not going to be an issue for us here. And just in terms of enjoying our recreational facilities and out-of-door activities here on the Suncoast, it's going to be okay. Yeah, we got some showers around, but those showers are going to be intermittent. They're going to be here and there, spotty. There's not going to be it's not going to really be a big deal. We've got quiet conditions here this morning, but there are showers back to the north. And if you look on your radar, you may look at that and go, oh no, that's going to ruin the weekend. Well, it's not. These showers are going to fall apart as they sink south. And all the computer models tend to agree that our rain chance won't be too much more than 20% at most as we head through the weekend. We'll detail the timing of that coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads right now. You'll see a little buildup there on 301 in both directions. Not too much. It's really a lighter load all this week due to the spring break vacation in local schools. You'll see the upper half of Sarasota County. Some buildup there on 301 just north of University. Otherwise pretty clear, and checking farther to the south. Not much to report right now. Let's take a look at the airport. Just a live look inside the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. Apparently a flight taking off about an hour or so perhaps, and there's some passengers heading toward the lovely TSA screenings.
Hey, you're going to be going through quick lines right now, though. This is a time to fly in the morning.
That's true. Yep. That's true. So that's the airport. Be busy all day and all weekend, as this is really a time when folks come and go from the Suncoast.
All right. You know what else is going to be busy? Downtown Bradenton, because there's going to be some delays over the next few weeks, and it's all due to some changes at a railroad track there.
Let's get details on the story from Marla Spence, who is live in downtown Bradenton. Marla.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Two major projects will be happening in the downtown Bradenton area, and those two major projects could be adding to the amount of traffic and congestion that this area already sees. For 28 days, construction crews with the Florida Department of Transportation and CSX will be replacing a railroad crossing. That railroad crossing sits on 3rd Street West, right behind the Manatee Performing Arts Center, and all of this will be happening during the construction of a parking garage. Now, for you drivers, this means you'll have to find alternative routes off Manatee Avenue West and 3rd Street West. Right now, drivers have some time before all of that construction picks up, which will be in late May. Reporting live in Bradenton, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you for the latest on this story and breaking news. Check out our app. It's under My Suncoast or under WWSB.
And now to a developing story involving our troops overseas. 2 coalition personnel have been killed, 5 others wounded by an IED that exploded in Syria. A statement from the military says the blast happened late last night. Those who were injured were evacuated and are now undergoing medical treatment. No other information about that explosion has been released so far. And even though there is still a significant ISIS presence in Syria, President Trump says troops will be leaving the country very soon. The president made the surprising announcement during a speech on infrastructure in Ohio yesterday and seemed to catch the Pentagon and the State Department completely off guard.
The president's comments, myself, I don't know the context in which his comments were said, but I can say that as a general matter, this administration looks to other countries to help out.
Now, that possible imminent withdrawal of about 2,000 U.S. forces from Syria doesn't just contradict President Trump's own policy of warning the enemy, but goes against statements from the commander in charge of troops in the Middle East.
Governor Scott is making sure the state's environment is taken care of for years to come. During a visit to Moat Marine yesterday here in Sarasota, Governor Scott talked about the $4 billion that are allotted for the preservation of the environment and agriculture. That includes the protection of our beaches, our springs, and also the Everglades.
We're blessed. One, we live in a pristine environment that we can always improve, but on top of that, we have a good economy going so we can make investments.
This really was a bit of a celebration for the environment.
Earlier this month, Governor Scott signed a record $88 billion state budget.
Well, one Sarasota neighborhood is speaking out against a proposed housing project that would include rooms for the homeless. Now, that facility was approved last month by the city's planning board and could break ground as early as this June between the neighborhood and Fruitville Road just east of Tuttle Avenue. An estimated 80 residential units would be built right there on the property, half for low-income families and the other half a mixture of transitional housing and permanent housing for people with disabilities. On Monday, residents will ask city commissioners to schedule a public hearing for the project so they can express their concerns.
So as a part of my review and determining what the factors are, I wanted to speak to neighbors, I wanted to walk the parcel for myself, and I wanted to review that in line with the site plan and everything.
The nearly $20 million project is scheduled to break ground this June and be completed by June of the following year. It is entirely funded by a mix of government grants.
This morning, about 1,000 people are expected to do Good Friday services on Main Street in downtown Sarasota. A procession will go down the street. This is video from last year's event. The Sarasota Ministerial Association and the Church of the Redeemer will be observing the Stations of the Cross this morning in downtown. The Sarasota Sheriff and the Sarasota Mayor will all be there as well. The procession starts at 7:30 a.m. on Main Street in downtown Sarasota.
Well, kind of like Santa Claus, you can call this next lady the Easter Lady. Lee Hardy of Bradenton is spreading some Easter joy this year to kids in the Manatee County area. Each year, she puts together Easter baskets and hands them out to kids. Now, she says her Easter was her favorite holiday when she was a child, and now she just wants to share some of those memories of her holidays with kids across the community. She has been doing this now for more than 10 years.
When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I went through breast cancer, and I just seen how you give back to the community doing things for people, because I had so much love and so much care and so much support. And I said, I just want to do something real nice. Yeah.
It is very nice. Hardy's going to be handing out those baskets at Lincoln's Park in Palmetto. It's going to be starting around 11 o'clock.
Also happening today, an Easter egg hunt at Sarasota Jungle Gardens. Grab your baskets and head over to the annual event. It starts at 10 o'clock this morning and wraps up around 3 p.m.
Oh, my 18-year-old daughter told me last night, I was asking her Easter plans. She's like, oh, no, Easter's not so much fun anymore without all the Easter egg hunts. And I'm like, well, I can put stuff around the house for you? I mean, what? Like,
put money in those eggs.
Right, money. If I put money in the eggs, she'd find those fast.
She'll get back involved real fast.
Always her favorite. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert weather and traffic, and
the nation's space agency heading to Mars for a closer look at the interior. We'll have that story on the way, but first, here is a peek outside our window. Looks like a pretty nice day shaping up. What do you have for us, John Scalzi?
Well, if you notice on that tower cam shot off in the distance, there's a little bit more of a haze on the horizon. That's an indication of increasing moisture around the region and the reason that we're going to add a little bit of a chance of rainfall to the forecast. About a 20% chance starting at around 3 o'clock, but building as we head into the evening hours. For morning commute, though, no issues whatsoever. All of the inclement weather boxes remain unchecked. The drive this morning should be fine. Mid-60s to start. On the way home, upper 70s. Maybe an isolated shower for that trip home. And as far as all of the airport hubs serving Sarasota Airport, they're all on time right now. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I knew that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Car experts and customers agree there's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now, lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
I'm Alan Cohn. Who's been voted off the island now? 1 year later, President Trump continues firing and hiring while the Russia and Stormy Daniels investigations continue.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
As you head out the door this morning, you'll notice temperatures in the mid-60s, but you'll also, I think, notice the dew point value has risen just a little bit. We're in the 60s now as opposed to the 50s where we were earlier this week, so it's a little more humid. We're looking at a 93% relative humidity, and a southeast wind comes in now at about 8, so it's a breezy wind still. That southeast wind will be switching more to the southwest as we head into the afternoon, and that's really going to pump the humidity in our way, and I think you'll really notice that as we head into the afternoon, how much more humid it feels to end the week than it did to start off our work week. So across the region, 63 degrees in Mayaca. We have 62 in Wauchula, Arcadia coming in at 63, 64 in Northport, 66 degrees in Venice, Inglewood, 64, Sarasota, 64, Bradenton Parish, Lakewood Ranch comes in at 65, and out on the Key, Longboat comes in at 69. We'll see our temperatures rise today to around 68 in downtown Sarasota at around 9 a.m. Then as we head into the afternoon, still a fair amount of sunshine around, but we'll see temperatures rising to close to the 80-degree mark by the time we get to lunchtime. As we head into the later part of the afternoon, mid-afternoon, later afternoon, we'll start to notice an increase in our cloud cover. And I'll start factoring in a chance of rainfall. Isolated rainfall at first, and then as we head into the 7 p.m. hour, my confidence in that 20% goes up just a little bit. We'll look at 74 as the temperature by about 7 o'clock tonight. Look at the futurecast hour by hour through the morning. 65 degrees Bradenton, 66 in Venice. Winds out of the southeast, turning more to the south as we head close to the lunchtime hour, and then coming in more out of the southwest with time as we head into the afternoon. As we go into the evening hours, about 5 p.m., you may notice an isolated shower or two popping up on radar. Good time to get that app on your phone going, the ABC 7 app. And if you've kind of turned off the alerts, you might want to turn them back on, just so you'll know if there are any showers in your vicinity a little bit later on through the holiday weekend. Showers approach the coastline, I think, as we head into the evening hours. A much better chance for rainfall during the, I'd say, sunset time period to around midnight. The rain chance at about 20% still, but my confidence in that is a lot higher. And then wind shift north as the front kind of sinks a little bit further to the south, but it sticks, it stalls, it washes away slowly with time. And so we get that kind of unsettled effect with a lot of cloud cover across the region. The front itself is producing some pretty good rainfall, but it's mostly to the north of us. And as we go through time, some of that heavier weather continues to lift off to the north and to the east. So we only get kind of the ragged remains of that frontal boundary sinking southward. False echo around the radar site right now. We don't have any rainfall currently. The frontal boundary sinks southward. As it does that, it falls apart and becomes stationary. It still adds a little instability to the atmosphere. The moisture still pools across central Florida. And with a little daytime heating, we have to add in a chance at a shower until we can get some drier air in here and completely remove what's left over of that decayed front. That probably won't happen till Monday. So we keep that small chance of a rain shower in right straight through the weekend. More sunshine to start the day off, building clouds as we head into the afternoon and evening, factoring in an increase in humidity that probably lasts right straight through the entire weekend. And then a few late day showers starting today through tomorrow morning and probably into Sunday as well. But just a few. The forecast for boating is okay. The winds will be picking up just a little bit as that front approaches, so watch for that. Southwest turning northwest at about 15 later this afternoon. 7-day forecast. Again, Passover, 7:47 is sunset this evening. Happy Passover. A mix of sun and clouds to start, building clouds later in the day. 20% chance of showers through tomorrow morning, and then maybe a little bit of a break before showers return on Easter afternoon. With daytime heating, maybe even a thunderstorm possible. Happy Easter. And then as we head into next work week, some drier air filters in, and we're left with pretty dry conditions right straight through probably till we get to next weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic out there this morning. Definitely starting to see some slowdowns right on those bridges as you head into the Bradenton area. Also on 301 if you're heading southbound on that road as well. A couple blips right there on that map. If you're heading into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad out there this morning. Just some slowdowns that we're starting to see normally around this time of the day, especially right there again on 301 and the southbound side. University Parkway starting to get a little bit more congested, as is Fruitville as you come off 75. And then farther south in Sarasota County, again, those roads are looking pretty decent. If you're heading farther south, those roads still are pretty clear out there this morning. 6:48, that is your first alert traffic. Well, school shooter Nicholas Cruz now has something in common with the likes of Charles Manson, Scott Peterson, and even the Menendez brothers. Hundreds of fan mail has been pouring into the Broward County Jail where Cruz is being held. Love letters coming in from both teenage girls, women, all over the world. They're sending illustrations and cards, love letters, even envelopes filled with less than appropriate pictures. Now, Cruz hasn't seen any of this mail because he doesn't have access to it.
The younger brother of Cruz has been released from the Broward County Jail. Zachary Cruz pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge for trespassing 3 times on the campus of Stoneman Douglas High School earlier this month. The 18-year-old was sentenced to 6 months probation and also GPS monitoring.
Oh, how about this trip? NASA is headed to the heart of Mars. The space agency is taking on its first mission to explore the red planet's deep interior. Now, this mission is going to be also NASA's first time ever putting a seismometer, which measures quakes on the soil of another planet, since the Apollo moon landings. Now, researchers say Jet Propulsion Lab's seismic investigations and heat transport device will provide critical information about just how planets were formed billions of years ago. It's scheduled to launch as early as May 5th of this year.
Wow.
I love technology
Yeah.
and science.
6:50 right now. Still ahead, the top 7 headlines before 7.
That's right. Get your first look at weather and traffic as you get ready for the day. And one of the cheesiest movie franchises ever is finally coming to an end. We're going to tell you which one it is. Don't be sad, Ray. Don't be sad.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles. They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
All right, it is now time, as it is every Monday through Friday, time to get you ready for your day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know. First off, the forecast from John Stolze.
Okay, big holiday weekend, and there are changes coming our way, but don't expect a big rain event. We're all going to get a few showers around. We'll watch the humidity increase. It'll be a bit higher right straight through the weekend. We'll have small rain chances beginning tonight and will carry us through Sunday. The rain chance only about 20%, isolated showers. I think the most noticeable thing this weekend will be a little bit of increase in cloud cover. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, checking first alert traffic. The only areas right now of concern is 301. Congestion there on the northbound lane. Otherwise, pretty clear on the Suncoast roads as spring break continues. In Manatee County is Marla Spence. Marla.
I'm live in downtown Bradenton, where some major changes are coming soon. Those first changes are the construction of a 500-space parking garage where the Manatee County Chamber of Commerce sits. The other project will be the replacement of a railroad crossing, and commuters have a few more weeks until both projects start.
Number 4, Under Armour says about 150 million accounts have been hacked on their MyFitnessPal app. If this affects you, please change your password right away, they say.
Number 5, later on this morning, it is a Good Friday event, an annual event here. A procession in downtown Main Street in Sarasota begins around 7:30 this morning. We'll have more on that for you today, ABC 7 at noon.
And number 6, happening today also, an Easter egg hunt at Jungle Gardens. Not a bad thing. Grab your baskets and head over to the annual event. Starts at 10 o'clock this morning and goes till 3 o'clock. That's a long Easter egg hunt.
It is. And finally, number 7, what's trending? Well, it is sadness. In the world of pop culture this morning, all good cheesy things must come to an end, and so will Sharknado.
Thank you.
That's right, John. The Sci-Fi Channel announced that the 6th film, all about that real weather phenomenon, the Sharknado, I use that word loosely, film in the franchise will be its last this summer. Yes, Ian Ziering, Tara Reid, Vivica Fox will all be back. Movies so bad they're good. Last one. My family and I all make these mandatory watching every year. And you have to watch it while you're following Twitter, because Twitter is, of course, the home of the best comments on how horrible these movies are. Yes.
Yes. It's funny how some movies are so bad that they are good.
That's right.
Rocky Horror.
Yeah, that's right. They become cult classics. You got to love them. Any Sharknadoes in our future today for the forecast?
No, looks pretty good for us. I think we'll have a pretty nice weekend. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Maybe an isolated shower, but nothing worse than that.
Have a great weekend, folks. We'll see you Monday on GMS Now. Stand by for GMA.
Good morning, America. Straight ahead.